Hello there. So, like a bajillion years ago, I started doing favorites and I did one. And then life went, and I haven't done another one. So, today I'm doing a favorites. September's favorites. What did I enjoy in September? Yeah. Okay. I'm filming this in the morning, so I'm a little bit punchy because, well, it's morning. I got so busy. This summer was insanely busy. And I like would check in with myself. I'm like, am I saying I'm busy just because I feel busy? But I really was busy. So it was awesome, good, but at the same time, it was also very challenging. And some things just had to go because it would be crazy. And I'm not into making myself crazy. I'm into trying to, practice what I preach with self-care and all that kind of shiz, as opposed to just plowing through it regardless of what's happening beyond my control. And some of it's in my control. And so that's, like no favorites. This is what I have to do. This is what I don't have to do. And that became very evident at one point in time that some things just had to give, and that's okay. And I let them give. And the favorites was one of them, and it happens. So, really, favorites. Okay, so really, the last time I did favorites, I was reading Robert Grace. I'm still reading Robert Grace. I think I have maybe one book, if that, and the new one that comes out in December, which I obviously don't have because it hasn't come out yet. I'm still totally grooving on Robert Grace. Taken, which is in my book Jenga. You see the book Jenga. Was probably one of my favorites of the Joe Pike Elvis Cole series. Really, really enjoyed Taken. I've enjoyed them all, but Taken is probably like out of my series at the moment. With the first read, I haven't read it second. I haven't read any of these more than once. I'm a rereader, so I reread things that I really enjoy, especially things like this that are enjoyable, I find interesting. Anne Bishop's The Black Jewels series is also another one I will reread over and over again, especially if I'm tired or I'm really stressed. But Robert Grace, totally grooving on, still reading Michael Conley's Harry Bosch series, which I started about halfway through this. Still Stephanie Plum. Only have one more of that series left, at least the ones we have. Still reading the same things I was reading last favorites months ago. So, books, haven't really read anything spiritual. Two things I love for that are from, I got from my friend Rhonda. One is her, this will just spray some on, make sure I get the little sprayer. Is her Spirit Mist Smokeless Smudge. Positive energy in a bottle. This stuff is the bomb. It smells good. If you're having a bad day, you spray it somewhere on your being. I do my face, but if you're essential oil sensitive, I don't do real close, heavy on my face though. If you're essential oil sensitive, do be careful about your skin. I tend to like to spray it on my head. I also like to spray things on the back of my neck because I feel like that's an entry point with my throat that gets, or exit point, whichever way you want to think of it, that gets clogged, so I tend to spray back there. And also, I ordered a Herkimer Diamond from her a while back, and it came with her High Vibe mix. This stuff is bomb diggity also. It's, I don't know, I think it's like crushed up crystals and flowery stuff. It's really awesome. Both products I really love. I find myself reaching for this more and more over my rose water. And I love my rose water quite a bit. So, okay. For Tarot Oracle cards, I got the Good Tarot. I caved a while back and I'm just going to get it. It's so pretty, and it is so pretty. Just the backs. And really gentle deck. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I wasn't sure. This is probably one of my least favorite cards, the Magician Santa card. Not. It's okay though, because the rest of the deck, for the most part, is just beautiful. That was air. I'm looking. Here's Two of Fire. I like how she uses. This is a Colin Barrett Reed deck. And this air, water with a little. Not starfish. Seahorse. This dude reminds me of Puck out of Legend, if you've ever seen that movie from the 80s, very early. Not Mia Sara. Oh, what the hell is her name? I loved her. She's in Ferris Bueller too. I can't remember her last name. I don't remember her last name. I like this Chariot. This is my year card. It's a very different, more peaceful and control vibe than a lot of Chariots, which is kind of cool. So, King Earth. So just a nice solid deck. Very, very gentle if you kind of have issues with heavy decks. It's a good one. Not the lid. And these are kind of favorites, but not favorites. They're two new decks I got. I got Angelarium, Oracle of Emanations. And it's based more on Kabbalah. Here's the back. Here, as you can tell, the sun's coming over the ridge line. We have light and kind of angelic stuff. Just got it. I really like. A couple weeks ago, it's been hanging out. Things tend to hang out a bit before I use them. It's a little bit of a darker deck than, say, the Good Tarot, but I'm really looking forward to getting to know it. I really like the imagery. It's very different than what we see with a lot of angel kind of stuff, which is nice. And another thing I'm really just started using, but I'm really, really enjoying and looking forward to using more, is the Light Worker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. Here's the backs. And it's kind of this more starseedy kind of deck. And this one I find has some unevenness for me, like the one I just showed you. This card is not one of my favorites, but overall, what I'm wrong, I am enjoying the vibe of this deck, and there are some really just lovely images. But the energy, the power it's bringing in, what it has to say, I'm really enjoying. Good mix of male-female images. Tendency for the women, if there's going to be nudity and things involved, it tends to be female. And if it is male, they tend to be draped because God forbid we show penis. Nipples are better than penises. Although I always find it interesting in magazines when they airbrush out nipples, and you know, if they were wearing that bra in real life, just the bra, you would be able to see their nipples. Personal, private rant, but well. Also, the other thing I find disturbing, like, is in tarot, is like women tend to lack pubic hair. It's like they're perpetual children. Not that they couldn't have shaved it just because they want to, but it's just kind of one of those weird observations, kind of like how there's a lot of white people in this deck too. It's a very, is there? I don't think there is. Like, yeah. So, yeah, pretty much. I mean, it could be like a dark person in there in the corner, or it's just a shadow that's making the skin dark. But yeah, it's a white deck, and that is kind of disappointing. And I mean, I get, because I mean, I'm more likely to paint someone who's blue than like a dark color, but I'm also, you know, basically everything I do is a self-portrait, and I'm a pasted white girl. So I was, just watching. Annie Hammond. Annie Hammond. I have like, she's one of my art crushes. I call them art crushes. And people who I'm really inspired by. She does this beautiful work. And I'm taking one of her classes close up right now. So excited about it. Link. I'm writing links. Rhonda. And, you know, she's talking the class that, you know, she thinks that we tend to paint what we are and who we are. Like, she likes females and she feels that it's her affinity as a white female because she's another pasty white person like me. And she just kind of gravitates towards that. But when you look at her art, a lot of times these very intuitive paintings almost that start with a reference model that looks nothing like her end up looking like her. So she, you know, I think a lot of times too, people who paint intuitively or not in a real sense, who aren't going for likeness, are painting themselves if they're doing the same sex. And maybe even if they're not doing the same sex. I don't know. Male body, what? Male face just doesn't, I'm just like, whatever. Male face. Meh. Okay, but Annie Hammond, loving her. I'd say her, Tamara Laporte from Willowing, Sarah Trump, Wonder Strumpet, and Effie Wild. I kind of like my 4 art crushes right now. Really, they all kind of have very different styles and very different things they focus on, but I really enjoy them. So, art-wise, collage, shocking. Just made this for 4 Elements art aspect, part of the 4 Elements class for air. It turned out really nice, and this one's for fire. But collage in all forms. I love collage. And working on a new art class for November's monthly Monday download. Actually ahead of the game on that one. And here's a multi-day spread MDS from, let's go this way, from Chronology. Totally. Oh, where's Mr. Party Pants? Here's more collage using Metatron's Cube and some other collage. Where is Mr. Party Pants? Mr. Party Pants. Oh, he's that far forward. Here's another thing I did for Chronology. Chronology is run by Sarah Trump. It's just basically MDS's multi-day spreads. Mr. Party Pants. He was Big Man Little Hat. He's a big man. He's Mr. Party Pants. My, Mr. Pants. More collage. Did for the other day. Trying to be looser with my faces. So collage, really always a theme. Really, still love it. The other thing that I truly, really did not expect to, I liked it, but I didn't love it, is watercolor. Watercolor keeps coming in more and more. This is a work in progress. She's nowhere near done. But loving the translucency, and because when you work with acrylics, things are permanent. Once they're dry, there's no going back. But yeah, I've been kind of buying. Oh dear, someone got stuck to the guide card. What number are you? Can't tell. I'm pretty sure it's black. But create a little pellet. These are have little magnets on the back, so they're not going to fall off, and it hasn't been misted. So, mixture of mostly Daniel Smith, Core. There's one Schmincke in there, but mostly Daniel Smith and Core, which is by Golden. And there's a couple random things like Schmincke. I think there's M gram color. I'm trying to think if but. So I've been getting watercolors and really working a lot more and getting to understand how they work. And even like enjoying more my Winsor Newtons. They're still, I mean, this is just so luminous. And this is mostly Daniel Smith and the Core Golden. Whereas this, it's not, but it is not quite the same. I can't see what's going on. As the others. I was just playing with color and I'm trying to just get rid of them. I do have to say I like the Winsor Newton Payne's Gray quite a bit. And they have a watercolor marker now that I was quite surprised with because it's really good. So, okay. And I think that's it for favorites right now. So, woohoo. But speaking of favorites, Four Elements is a class I put out a while back and has just kind of been sitting there because the original idea was to have an art component with it because, well, that's part of my spirituality. I do meditation stuff. I do art. So it's based on things I use to connect with the four elements. And art is one of them. So working on that, finishing up that so I can get it going. I don't know if I'll do a live run in, what's next year, 2018? Or not. But I'm thinking of do a live run maybe. That could be fun. And then set what they call evergreen so you can just get it whenever. But yeah, this one's for fire and this one was air. This one's done. So keep your eye out for that. And I'll be talking at you. See if I make it for October favorites. That would be like miraculous. Much love. Thanks for watching, and I'll be talking at you later. Bye-bye.